Hi, I'm Sean Richards with Blue Sky Business Consulting. And in a previous video, I explained the difference between a growth model and a scaling model, and especially the 4 hurdles that you need to kind of jump over to move from that growth model to a scaling model. Those 4 hurdles are: number 1, financial; 2, systems and operations; number 3, leadership and teams; and number 4, emotional well-being. Today's video, we're going to focus on systems and operations. Just very quickly, I'm just going to abbreviate. 3 questions to ask yourself when you're looking again to move from growth to scaling. Consistent customer experience. Will all of your customers, especially as you're adding more and more and more, will they have a almost identical experience with you? Have you created systems so that everybody just knows this is what we're going to do, and that the client experience or the customer experience is going to be consistent from customer to customer to customer? You should never have a situation where a customer over here in this space has one kind of an experience, but then someone else who basically has bought the same product or service has a completely different experience. The deliverables are different. Something can really be wrong there if you're not really set up correctly. The second item that you really ought to look at: standard operating procedures. This is where you make sure how they're going to have a consistent experience, is to make sure that you've got all of those standard operating procedures in place, preferably documented. Up to this point, under that growth model that we talked about in a previous video, it's all up here. The business owner has it all up here. They just kind of know what to do, and they've maybe taught their 3 or 4 or 5 team members how to do their specific roles. But it has to be written and documented so that everybody has a consistent client experience. So you have to continually be reviewing the client experience and then making sure you've got standard operating procedures. And then when you want to start getting more efficient, key progress indicators that help you to evaluate how your deliverables are. Now, as with any situation, there's going to be a whole bunch of other key type questions that we can be asking. These are the 3 that I always like to start with to make sure that you have systems and operations in place primarily to achieve that goal. And that's really what you're looking at. When you're moving to a scaling model, it is really important to have all of your systems and the operations in place and functional and working at a really efficient level. Make sure you've got your SOPs in place. Make sure you've got some ways to measure that progress along the way so that you can make improvements on it. There's a whole bunch of other things. There could be everything from client feedback to make sure that that's happening. There could be the quality control that needs to happen, especially if you're manufacturing, shipping times. There are a lot of things, but this gives you at least a head start. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video.
For more information, go to blueskybizconsulting.com, or you can find me on LinkedIn.